Hello, everybody. Today I'm talking about Saturn's hidden but challenging influence on all of us. I repeat, on all of us. This is a rare time where Saturn is exercising a very sharp and challenging influence on every sign because either he's aspecting your sign, but even if he's not aspecting your sign, he is aspecting the rulers. So Saturn has three drishtis, three aspects, and these aspects right now are having an extremely challenging influence on us, and I am going to explain them to you. Let us explore. Hello, I'm Komilla Sutton, and we are talking Saturn's hidden but challenging influence. Do remember to subscribe, press the bell notification. So Saturn is in Aquarius, and in Aquarius, he is has a drishti on certain signs. And these drishtis are very important because according to Vedic astrology, Saturn's position is what it is, but his aspects are more challenging. And the belief is that the houses Saturn aspects is where he is stimulating the old karma, and he is creating certain situations that either separate. Usually they say Saturn has a separating influence by Drishti. So he detaches you, separates you from the issues that where he is aspecting. And, we have been talking about Saturn's aspect, but not in such a intense way or such a concentrated way. So I've been thinking about it, and, Saturn in Aquarius, the moment he came into Aquarius, he started aspecting Aries by his third aspect. Saturn has three aspects. So he aspects the third house, the seventh house, and the 10th house. And each aspect is challenging, difficult, and in our natal chart, if Saturn is aspecting whichever houses he's aspecting, there it is creating difficulty. Say, for example, if Saturn is aspecting your seventh house, it can either detach or divorce you in relationship. It's aspecting your 10th house. It is about career and delay or unsettled career life. Fifth house, delay in having children. So whichever house he's aspecting, we as astrologers, we will look at Saturn's placement and his aspects. And so taking this thing in the transits, we are paying attention to Saturn's aspects, not the other planets so much. You can look at it, maybe Jupiter's aspects as well. But Saturn's aspect is the most important because he can be damaging, he can be difficult. The moment Saturn went into Aquarius, he obviously impacted Aquarius. If you have Aquarius moon, you're in deep Sarasati. If you're Aquarius ascendant, there are big changes happening to you, a lot of pressure. And then, any planet in Aquarius, Saturn is going over that. But what about the aspect? So Saturn is aspecting, the third aspect is on Aries. The seventh aspect is on Leo, and the 10th aspect is on Scorpio. So firstly, if you are Aries, Leo, or Scorpio, then you are experiencing the most intense aspect of Saturn. So Aries, of course, in your personal life, there may be some changes, some aspects. Leo, pressure, opposition. Leo, you're getting Kataka Shani. Saturn is aspecting fourth house from Scorpio, and Saturn is also aspecting back on Scorpio. So these are the three signs that are being aspected. Now, by transit, what is happening is that let's first explore Aries. Jupiter and Rahu are both in Aries. Now, Jupiter came into Aries in January, and Rahu was already in Aries when Saturn came into Aquarius Rahu was already in Aries when Saturn came into Aquarius in January, and Jupiter came in to Aquarius in April, and then Saturn is aspecting Jupiter as well. Now, as far as Rahu is concerned, Jupiter and Rahu both are under Saturn's aspect. But as far as Rahu is concerned, Rahu will be in Aries till 30th of October. So Saturn's aspect on Rahu will be till 30th of October. Now, Rahu is another karmic planet, and Saturn's aspect on Rahu can excite, bother, create unexpected qualities that we don't know, that can bring sudden behavior, sudden changes in life. Saturn's aspect on Jupiter, it impacts Sagittarius and Pisces, whether you're Sagittarius ascendant, Pisces ascendant, moon signs, but also what Sagittarius Pisces is in your chart. Saturn's aspect is going to impact that. And what I'm seeing is that Saturn's aspect on Jupiter's affecting the judiciary. If you think about it, that we are talking so much about law and order, and also about judges. And certainly in USA, there are many kind of things about, right from Supreme Court to other judges and important law cases going on. And Jupiter is actually the controller of law. And Saturn also gives law. So there's a clash maybe. And Saturn is always very committed to exposing any wrongdoing. And naturally, Jupiter is supposed to uphold the highest standards of law, but this aspect is showing some disturbance in that area. And Saturn's aspect on Jupiter is right up to April 2024, when Saturn no longer aspects Jupiter. Why? Because Jupiter moves into Taurus, and there is no third house aspect available. Then Saturn's next aspect is on Leo. And Leo is where a lot of planets are transiting just now. Right now, as the time of making, Mars is there. Already been an exact Saturn-Mars opposition, and Venus is there. And then we are going to get Mercury and the Sun in Leo. So when we take these 4 planets in Leo, we can think about that 7 signs are impacted by Leo. And there's going to be also new moon in Leo. That means Saturn is going to be aspecting that moon as well on different times. But so that means that there are 5 potential planets, but their rulership is on 8 signs that are being impacted here. So let us take each sign in itself. So Mars in Leo, Mars rules Aries and Scorpio. And I already spoke about that both Aries and Scorpio are being affected by this Saturn transit. So therefore, not only their houses are being affected, and the lord of those houses is being affected. So this is a very kind of unsettled energy for them. And normally, Mars in Leo is a wonderful time. But Mars being aspected by Saturn, of course, it can bring out protests, it can bring out anger issues, it can bring out worst case war, aggression. So these are the things we have to be careful about. And if you're Aries and Scorpio, then, caution is good to be careful about. Now, Mars remains in Leo till 18th of August. So after 18th of August, Mars moves out of the thing. So Saturn still continues to aspect Aries and Scorpio, but the Lord is out of the aspect. So that is a big relief. Then Venus. Venus has a number of forays into Leo. Venus is in Leo till 6th of August, then it retrogrades out of Leo, and then it comes back on 1st of October to 2nd of November. So Venus's rulership is Taurus, Libra. Saturn is not aspecting those signs, but the lordship is being aspected. So if you're Taurus, Libra, you're going to feel that energy, and it is can be bothersome, it can be irritating, and it is good to watch. Also, Venus is going through all sorts of drama with the retrograde and Gandanta crossing. So I think that being aware and also protecting yourself is a good idea. Mercury. Mercury is moving into Leo from 24th of July to 1st of October. Now, Mercury having such a long transit in Leo, Venus having a double, triple transit in Leo, these are very kind of karmic, and both these planets and their houses are getting disturbed. And Mercury usually is rushing through signs, but not this year for Leo. That means it is anticipating the aspect of Saturn. It is having to deal with some stress and disturbance and not clarity of thought, because Mercury is our analytical planet and it is not thinking clearly. And Leo is the king, so we think, we have big grand ideas, and Saturn can encourage wrong type of grand ideas. So we do have to be careful. Saturn is not aspecting Gemini or Virgo, so it is just the aspect on the Lord. But right up to 1st of October, Gemini and Virgo need to be conscious of it. Sun is going to go into Leo. And Sun is going to be in Leo on 16th of August to 16th September. And of course, Leo gets affected. So if you're a Leo Lagna, Leo Moon, and Sun is also in Leo. So normally you are happy to have Sun in Leo, but the Saturn aspect, and Saturn is stopping you from having any grand Leo type ideas. You have to stay humble. This is the problem with Saturn, is that Saturn is encouraging us to stay humble and to be careful and not to rush into anything. And that is the most important factor. And, if we thinking big and over the top, then Saturn will suddenly bring you down. Also, another aspect of Saturn on Sun is that he can humiliate you. The Sun likes to be honored and respected, and Saturn can humiliate you. So you do have to be careful about that. And this is a very complicated transit for all of us, because the new moon in Leo is, I think, 16th of August, and 17th of August moon will be in Leo. So their moon gets affected as well. When you look at it as a complete picture, what you're seeing is Jupiter, Rahu, Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Moon. All the planets get affected. Only planet that is not affected by this planet is Ketu, which is on its own. And we could say Saturn and Capricorn, Aquarius, but while all the planets are in Leo, they are all aspecting back to Saturn. So therefore, Saturn is also getting this outside influence, the aspect of Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars. So of this, Mars and Sun aspect are more difficult. I find whenever Sun, Mars are opposition, there's always some government issue come up, some aspect like that. Mars also administrative issue can come up, and there's a aggression between the rich and the poor. Those are the, time immemorial issues of the wealthy and the controlling and the people who want to be heard, they want their voices to be heard. So this is a very complicated transit. And while life may be going on perfectly fine, you find suddenly things come that are bothersome and not expected. And think about that as Saturn's Drishti or aspect. So let us explore how it affects you. Think about your moon sign and ascendant. So for Aries, Saturn is aspecting Aries. So that is the big thing. You yourself are very irritable, and he's aspecting your Lagna Lord. So I would say that is the major aspect right up to 2024. So you have to protect yourself. You have to think wisely about those times where you get irritable or something really bothers you. So you have to take care about that. Then the other houses that are affecting you are Leo is your 5th house, which is connected to children, ideas, and Scorpio, which is the 8th house, which is sudden transformation and changes. And of course, your Lord is being affected. So I would say this time till 18th August is most important. Taurus, Saturn is not aspecting you, but he's aspecting your 4th house, which is home. This could show a change of home. You may have already changed since January, when Saturn started aspecting. Saturn is aspecting the 7th house, which is to do with marriage and relationships, and Aries, which is your 12th house. So watch your expenses, be careful about that. And of course, now to 6th of August, and then all of October to 2nd of November, when Saturn is aspecting your Lord, Lagna Lord Venus. Gemini, Saturn is not aspecting your sign, but he is aspecting your ruler for a long time. I made a separate video for it, so do watch that. But it is aspecting your Mercury from 24th July to 1st October. And then as far as signs are concerned, Leo is your 3rd house of self-effort, ideas. I would say Saturn's aspect there is quite okay, but it can bother the siblings. So you have to watch your relationship with siblings. 6th house is health and healing. Scorpio is there. So watch your health as well. And then Aries is your 11th house of finances. Saturn's aspect can make you rethink, reorganize your finances as well. So be conscious of that. Cancer, Saturn is not aspecting you, but once a month, Moon will go through different signs, and in that time, Saturn will aspect when Moon is in Aries, when Moon is in Leo, when Moon is in Scorpio. So those times are a little extra irritability for you to watch for that. And as far as the houses are concerned, Leo is the 2nd house, which is to do with money. 5th house is children, creativity, ideas, and Aries is your 10th house. So Saturn's aspect on your 10th house can show some detachment from your career, change of career that is possible. Leo, I would say you are experiencing this most intense because Saturn has got its full aspect on you throughout its transit till March 2024. And Saturn aspect, you see, Saturn wants you to eat the humble pie. And there may be not every day, but there may be occasions that Saturn is encouraging other people to dishonor you, or you to have to be humble and let go of your ego. It's never easy for Leo. And this month, especially when Sun is in Leo and then Saturn is aspecting your Lord and Leo, that is important. Then Saturn is aspecting your 4th house, home. You feel very unsettled as far as home is concerned. And then the 9th house, which is advisors and gurus and advisors. So you may not be getting the best advisors. So be careful about what advice you take. And I would say that would be good for you. Virgo, again, Saturn is not aspecting any of your other ruled houses, or not aspecting Virgo, but it's aspecting your Lord right up to 1st of October. And Mercury is in your 12th house, which is not the best energy for you. So Virgo has to be extra cautious. And you see, Saturn aspecting the 12th house usually is making you restrict your expenses. But because the aspect is stimulating, sometimes Saturn encourages you to do the opposite to what he wants you to do. So I would say be careful about your expenses and keep a tight hold on them. And the other houses that Saturn aspects, Scorpio is your 3rd house of self-effort and siblings. So it can create some obstacles in relationship to siblings. And Aries is your 8th house, transformation, sudden changes. So these are the things to be cautious. I would say this particular time up to 1st of October is the most challenging. Libra, Saturn is not aspecting Libra, but he's aspecting your Lord, as well as right now, Venus itself is retrograde. It's going to go through 2 Gandantas. Do watch my Venus video separately. I'll put a link as well. But 2nd house, Scorpio, so finances and savings. And it's also aspecting your 11th house, Leo. So that Scorpio-Leo aspect means that the financial earning and saving, it's not necessary that you are not earning and saving enough, but you may worry about it, because that's what Saturn's aspect does. And Saturn is also aspecting your 7th house of marriage and relationships. So there can be some issues that can come up, and deal wisely with them. Scorpio, you have a long-term Saturn aspect on your Lagna moon sign. Saturn is in Kantaka Shani. It's a thorn in your foot, thorn, something that is hard to take out, and some issues are coming up. They could be professional things, just to be careful and cautious. And you can feel very restless and unsettled, and especially up to 18th of this August, while Saturn is aspecting your Lord as well. Saturn aspects the 6th house of opposition, difficulty. It is aspecting Leo, which is your 10th house of career. So there is something to do with career, some unsettled energy that you need to watch for. Sagittarius, Saturn aspects Jupiter for the whole year. So your Lord is aspected, and you feel very unsettled because of that, because Jupiter is with Rahu. It is being aspected by Saturn right up to April 2024. And although Jupiter is in your 5th house, which is house of creativity and ideas, this aspect is the issue. Scorpio is your 9th house and Scorpio is your 12th house. The thing about Saturn's aspect is Saturn is aspecting Leo and Aries, your 5th and 9th house. These are the good luck factors in a chart. And you may feel that you're not getting the luck that you deserve. You may feel some obstruction in it. And generally, it's a good idea to think more spiritually and not try to use your luck into more commercial, material areas. That would be the best. And 12th house, house of expenses, so be very tight and careful. But overall, you feel unsettled and unsure about yourself because Saturn for 1 year is aspecting your ascendant ruler. Capricorn, Saturn doesn't aspect you. He's your ruling planet. He's the one who's aspecting. So you have to pay attention because these are areas that you may be paying too much attention to, and also unnecessarily creating problems for yourself as well. But that is how it is, so we have to be aware of it. So Aries is the 4th house, home, happiness, mother. Saturn's aspect on Aries, so you could feel unsettled at home, what you want to do. Then Leo is your 8th house, so Saturn can create unsettled, unexpected changes for you. And change is good, but one should take it with care. And especially right now when all the planets are crossing through Leo, then you need to be aware of it. And then Saturn aspects Scorpio, which is your 11th house of earnings, profit, and you may be overly concerned about what you're earning, what to do about it. So you need to be conscious of that. Aquarius, again, Saturn, you are the Saturn. Aquarius, so if you have moon in Aquarius and you have Saturn transiting over your moon, but these are the areas that Saturn is aspecting. 3rd house, siblings, self-effort, and especially with siblings, this can disturb your relationship with them. 7th house, marriage, relationships. Don't rock the boat. This is a challenging time for you because Saturn is in the Lagna. He's asking you to deal with the situation rather than change. And 10th house, which is career. And you may have decided to make a change in career, find something new. That is quite common with the 10th house aspect of Saturn. Pisces, Saturn is aspecting your Lagna Lord throughout this time, right up to April 2024. And as I am Pisces as well, I feel that aspect. Not every day, but, suddenly Saturn is creating issues and irritability. Sometimes my shoulder's aching, sometimes the neck is aching. There are different aspects and just general stress, which usually I'm quite okay with. So I can empathize with you, Pisceans, if you're feeling this. But this is a rare transit, Saturn aspecting Jupiter. Now, Aries for you is your 2nd house, which is to do with money and finances, and Saturn is asking you to be cautious about it and save more rather than less. But sometimes you can be distracted and not bother. And then Saturn is aspecting Leo, which is your 6th house. So keep a watch out for health and opposition. Sometimes people are opposing you, not always supporting you. And Saturn aspects your 9th house, which is the house of the guru, advisor. So that is important that you take good advice, and you may find not always easy to get the right advice. So I think that the most important thing for us during the Saturn transit is what is the remedy we can do. We can chant the mantra for Lord Saturn. We can do karma yoga, selfless service. And, we can do some donation, give back to society. We should be restrained, take care, not rush into anything. Because when Saturn is a long-term transit, Saturn is there till 2025 March. And therefore, where he's aspecting, the Drishti he's casting, those areas is a long-term aspect. But on the lordships, that changes. So it's not as intense as maybe it seems right now. So let us finish this with the chanting for Lord Shiva, who's the deity for Saturn, and then for Lord Saturn as well. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivartanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivartanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivartanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Shaniye Namaha. Om Shaniye Namaha. Om Shaniye Namaha. Om Nilanjana Samabhasam Ravi Putram Yamagrajam Chayamaratanda Sambhutam Tam Namami Shanisharam. Om Nilanjana Samabhasam Ravi Putram Yamagrajam Chayamaratanda Sambhutam Tam Namami Shanisharam. Om Nilanjana Samabhasam Ravi Putram Yamagrajam Chayamaratanda Sambhutam Tam Namami Shanisharam. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. Thank you.